Hello and welcome to SCAD Library's Database Discovery Series. Last week, we were joined by Noah Wood, a representative from Statista, who shared with us that platform and the many uses and functionalities specific to SCAD students. Today, we're going to be taking a brief look at this platform and how you might use it. So to start, we'll begin on the library homepage. You can get here a couple ways, either by typing library.scad.edu in your navigation bar, or by going to My SCAD and clicking Libraries in the navigation bar there. From the library homepage, to get to any of our databases, you'll locate the Databases tab in the middle of the page, and you'll select under this tab, Browse Databases by Title. This will take you to a list of all of our subscription and online free recommended resources for SCAD students. Now, there's a couple ways you can navigate this page. If you know the database you're looking for, you can select its first letter in this alphabet here. So we might select S for Statista. But if you're looking for related databases, I recommend clicking into all database types and selecting datasets to see similar resources to Statista. So these will all be resources that have datasets and statistics that might be useful for your work. You'll see under us, we have Statista, and you'll notice that there's an ID card logo next to the title of the database. This means that if you're off campus, you'll need to log in with your last name and ID number. To do that, you'll click the link that says Statista, and you'll be taken to a login page. Since I am on campus, it'll take me straight to the Statista platform. Now, before we get started, it's helpful to understand where the information on Statista comes from. Almost half of the information that you find on Statista is exclusive to this platform. Statista's analysts identify gaps in information and carry out trend research and demographic research that fills those gaps. Some of the rest of the content comes from publicly accessible sources that fill the gaps necessary to give you a complete picture of markets and environments. Over a third of the rest of the statistics on this platform come from unique data partnerships with other market research institutes. So you might notice some statistics, for example, from Euromonitor on this platform. From the Statista homepage, you might notice that the big search bar in the center grabs your attention first. We're going to start here because this is the most basic search you can do on Statista. You'll notice below the search bar that we have a couple common or trending searches listed here that we could click into and generate a search from. But these will give you a good idea of the types of terms that we might search in this search bar. So this could be things like brands or particular markets, maybe current events or demographics. You can search all of those things here. And my recommendation is to start broad and go more specific based on your results. So for example, I can start typing cosmetics, and you'll notice that as I'm typing, I get results suggested here. So these are potentially related topics that I could select from, or I could continue my own search typing in the search bar here. So I might start with the broadest search and click cosmetics. Click search. And then we'll see our results in a results page. Now, this is over 1,000 search results. This is very big. So at this point, I might try to narrow down my search by adding another term, maybe like men's to cosmetics. I can refresh my search and we'll see additional results here. And so this is still a very large category, but it might direct our search more. So you'll notice next to the results, there are different icons based on the content. This shows you the type of result it is. So we can see those listed on the left in the filters here. The red results will be topics. It'll be a collection of statistics and facts about a particular topic. Blue is usually an individual statistic. So this is going to be something like a graph, an individual graph. These are going to be more specific. You might come across some that are orange. These are going to be dossiers, and we're going to take a look at these in a moment. So let's look at what these different results look like. But first, we're going to see how to narrow this down. So if we're only interested in perhaps forecasts or survey results, we might deselect the statistics, studies, and reports, and we might only reselect forecasts and surveys. This gives me a preview to tell me that there are 20 results that match this. And so I can scroll down to the bottom of the filters and click refresh search. This is going to update my results based on what I've selected. So now all I have in my results page are forecasts and surveys. So these are going to be more specific, but you'll notice by the titles that these are often projections that we can see projected statistics out into the future. Now, if we want to see material on a specific topic or a collection of statistics, we might deselect forecasts and surveys, select topics, and refresh our search. Now, all of our results are going to be red topics. And so these are going to be big overarching topics. Usually these will be categorized by geography. So if you are looking for a specific location focus, we might go up below the search bar and change our location focus to a specific area. Now, this isn't going to exclude other locations, but it's going to prioritize those results. So by default, this goes to the United States. And so we'll see most of our top results are going to be in the US. Now, if I click into the cosmetics industry in the US, we'll see what a topic looks like. So you'll notice that we have a little blurb about this at the top. We can open it and see more information. This is written by Statista analysts and gives you links out to key information. If we scroll down, we'll see sort of a table of contents here. It gives you specific categories, and it also gives us some key numbers here that might be of interest. We'll see similar key numbers on the right side under key figures. And these will give us fast facts about that industry. If we scroll down, we see each of the contents categories broken out into individual statistics that we can select and jump to. Now, this is what an individual statistic looks like. This is also going to be what they look like from your search results. It's going to give you information about a single topic. So this is annual growth of the global cosmetics industry from 2004 to 2020. Now, there's a couple things we can do with this statistic. First, I want to note that there's contextual information listed below the statistic and other related statistics below that. And we have some controls to the left of the statistic that allows us to manipulate this graph. So it tells us where we got this information from, where Statista has collected it from. It'll give you any details necessary to understand this a little bit better. And then it'll give you options to download. So we can download this as a PDF. We can download the raw data in an XLS file. We can download an image, a PNG, or we can download it straight to PowerPoint. Now we'll see that we can also download dossiers in a PowerPoint, and you can actually manipulate the graphs within PowerPoint. So this is another option. Now, if we're looking to download a PNG file, an image file, we might not want the graph to look exactly like this. So what we can do is click this settings icon in the middle of this menu here, and we can change what this chart looks like. So by default, it's a bar chart. We can also rotate this bar chart and see that the different numbers at the top change directions. We can change this to a line graph, or we can see this as a table. We can also select what data labels we have. So by default, they all show up here, but we can say no data labels, or we can select custom, and we can select which pieces of data we want labeled to emphasize these. We can also, once we have this the way we like it, we can also click this share button, and we can share the statistic out either by email or on social media. Now, the changes that you make in this graph will remain once you close that menu bar. And when we download a PNG file of this chart, you'll see when I open this, it has our selections listed, how we've adjusted this graph. So that's how you can manipulate a graph of a set of statistics. Let's look at some other formats. So we just saw a topic. Let's look at what some other reports look like. So I can mouse over reports in this menu bar at the top, and it'll give me types of reports. I can select one of these types. Brand and company reports and consumer reports are usually pretty popular, as well as industry reports. When I select one of these, it'll take me to a pre-made search that gives me results that match industries. So you'll notice in my results that some of these are categorized in multiple categories. So while these two top ones are just industries, we see that the third one also addresses consumers and digital and trends. So different reports will have different focus. If we want to search all of our reports, we can mouse back over that reports tab in the menu bar. We can click search our report database. This gives you a list of all of the reports. By default, you'll see there's almost 30,000. It's a lot. And we can type a search into this bar. So let's return to our cosmetics search. And you'll see my results are updated based on my search. So we have 179 results related to the cosmetics industry. And so we can click into these. Maybe we'll look at broad cosmetics industry worldwide. This will tell me some information about this report. It'll give me a table of contents, and you'll see this is a lot of content for this one report. It'll tell me when this was released. This was last year. And it'll give me a few options to download this. Now you'll see that this is a bit long. There's 56 pages, and some reports will be longer and some would be shorter. So we can download this either as a PDF or a PowerPoint. A PDF will give you static graphs of all of these listed statistics, but let's look at what a PowerPoint download looks like. So once my PowerPoint has loaded, I'll open it in PowerPoint, and you'll see that individual slides are already created for you. It'll give you a table of contents, and we can actually use this to jump directly to specific statistics. If we scroll down in our slides, we can also see different options here. And I can click into this graph and edit it or filter it, just like we were doing on the Statista platform, but we can get even more specific. So for example, in this revenue of luxury cosmetic markets worldwide from 2012 to 2025, if I'm just interested in the last couple of years and the projections, I might deselect some of these earlier years, maybe go to 2020, click apply, and now I only have 2020 through 2025. We can also change the styles and the color to customize this chart. So we can do that for all of the statistics included in this PowerPoint, and that's true for all dossiers. Now, if you're doing research about a particular consumer market, outlooks might be where you go first. So you'll notice when we mouse over outlooks in this menu bar, we've got a couple different categories. So we have consumer markets, technology and industry. We've got digital markets. A new one is health market outlook, and some others, including countries. So if we're looking for broad information about a particular country's economic and social factors, we might click into country outlook and select a particular country from this list. And so we can either select an individual one from this list or jump to a specific continent here. So for example, I might select Australia. And this will give me a lot of information about this country. So I can download this as an XLS file, and this will give me very detailed information in the form of an Excel spreadsheet. And this is something that I can use to select specific statistics or create my own charts. It'll all be in one file. So if I open this Excel file, we'll get a summary and intro on the first sheet of the Excel file, and I can click into different sheets to get the raw data. If I just want to browse this on the site, I can do so. And you'll notice that I have options to change the segment, as well as to change the country and compare it to other countries. So right now I have economy selected, and we'll see the familiar graphs from Statista. But if I open this up and change the segment, I might select something like environment, confirm my selection. And now my results are changed to reflect that environmental segment. Now, if I want to compare this country to a different one, I can click compare to and select perhaps the United States. So I can scroll over and see United States listed here at the end. I can select the United States, click confirm selection, and my graphs will all update to compare Australia to the United States in this environmental segment. So now we see Australia's CO2 emissions compared to the United States. We have our energy consumption that we can drag and interact based on year, broken down by type of energy. And we can see the comparison between Australia and the United States. Again, all of these we can manipulate here and download with this toolbar. Under outlooks, we also have our other outlooks. So if I click into consumer markets, this one might be the one that's most commonly used by SCAD students. So I have a menu here of different market segments, and I can select one of particular interest to me. So I might select beauty and personal care. And this will give me a broad overview of the consumer markets for beauty and personal care. Again, I have my downloads here. I have my menu that I can jump through. And you'll see broadly, my first graph is about revenue in the cosmetics, beauty, and personal care industries. So we have these different segments that we can look at. Again, we can adjust these graphs based on our interests. And broadly, this gives us an overview. If you'll see in the top, we still have our country selection, our comparison tool, and now we have a market category. So right now we're showing the United States, but we could change this to maybe worldwide, for example. And so now our graphs will update to reflect the beauty and personal care industry worldwide. Now, I might want to get more specific than beauty and personal care, so I can open this drop down for the market, and I can select a type of cosmetics or cosmetics generally. I can select skincare or narrow down to a particular type of skincare. So for example, I might be interested in hair care. I can select that from under personal care, confirm my selection. And now rather than looking at the beauty and personal care market overall, I'm seeing hair care worldwide. And so I have revenue, revenue per capita, sales channels, global comparison. And again, these will give you both past numbers as well as future predictions. So I can move it to 2026, and this will show a global comparison of projected revenue. So we can manipulate these in all sorts of ways. Again, we can compare maybe worldwide to specifically another country like Brazil. We can select multiples to compare it to. So we might compare Belgium and Brazil to worldwide. And now we'll see the difference between the worldwide market and these two country breakdowns. So you'll see here we have our worldwide, these tall columns, and then we have Brazil, and Belgium is so low we don't see it on this graph. We also have the opportunity to break our statistics down by company. So we might select company DB from the menu bar, and this will give us example companies that we might be interested in. We can also search by a specific company name like L'Oreal. Click search. And we can see all of the matches in this list. So for some of them, you might have a couple different options. You might have to search through a few options before you find what you're looking for. Again, you can always go back and select one of their recommended just to get started. So for example, I might select Apple. And this will take me straight to the Apple report. So this gives me some information at the top. We've got some key company metrics here, and we can click into any of these statistics to see more specific information and to modify these graphs. If it's a publicly traded company, we'll have information about stock performance and things like that. We also have a little bit of contact information available here. So there's lots of good information about specific companies listed under company DB. Now, there's a lot more features in Statista that we could not get to today, but those are the mainly used ones at SCAD. If you're looking for help using any of the other features, you can scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. And at the bottom, you'll see a category that says platform. I recommend you click first steps under platform. And this gives you a lot of great basic videos that explain how to use Statista. So I recommend the working with Statista category that helps you search effectively, download, all that good stuff. You can also overview content types, more specific tools like we looked at today, like the consumer market outlooks and company DB, and more information about Statista that will help you use the platform better. So I encourage you to use these resources, but of course, I also encourage you to contact SCAD libraries if you need any support. So from the library homepage, you can always select from the top right corner, Ask a Librarian. This will put you in contact with a librarian through instant message chat, gives you other methods of contact below. If you want some more one-on-one support, you might request a research consultation. Or if you have a quick question, it might be in our FAQ listed in the middle of this page. Please reach out. But otherwise, I hope you try out the Statista platform yourself and see how it can help your projects at SCAD. Thank you.